Hi there, with the exciting new Halloween event coming around the corner, there is a new hero being added, but is it worth summoning for them? As we see here on the event calendar, we're just going to have a quick look at it. You got Shadow in the Castle, which starts Thursday, Crazy Invocation Spirits, and Divine Summoning, which is a ×2 chance. And then just down here, you got the special invocation sets with the new hero, and that's available on Divine and Basic Summons. In between, you do have an Ancient Summoning, which starts Friday from the looks of it. So it looks like it's been brought back a bit earlier, which is kind of good to know. And one of the main reasons is because of Halloween, the day it falls on. Normally, when you get the special summoning events, it tends to be on a Friday, but they brought it back early, which is kind of good, and it does seem to last for quite some time. Take in mind, if we go down here, at the same time as the special invocation spirits and divine, you do have a spiritual altar event in which if you summon, you get points, and then you can get those fragment shards to unlock that other legendary hero, as you see there, Celine. So just be on the lookout for that. If you have saved up shards, summons, or if you just got a couple, there's no harm in using them for this special summoning event in hopes of getting a new great hero, and then on the sideline completing the shard event for another legendary hero. You might as well take part. But let's take a closer look here. So as example, the summon rates for the rarities remain the same, but if by some chance with the base rates you pull a possible legendary, it's 15 times chance in getting a selected hero on screen. And there's only two on showcase here, but two of the best ones, and one of which has already been in the game for some time. On the sideline, you do have the chance of getting certain epic designated ones from Cyrene, who's worthwhile, especially for Arena, because of her ability to reduce the cost, restores 12 cost immediately. So you can bring in heroes quicker into the arena, get the upper hand over the opposition. So if you get Cyrene, that's all good. As for Navaraz, maybe for faction wars, faction whatever, just in case you need to complete that, you need another hero. And you got Deimos, who supposedly is quite hard to get a hold of, a rare epic. Does really well in clan boss. If you awaken M2, got the penetration, I think it's ×5 or 8%. Increases max HP by 100%, and attack and defense by 20%. Each basic attack lands 4 consecutive strikes, and he can heal as well. So decent survivability depending on how you build him. Mortal Codex does well there as well from bringing down certain shields, of course. So yeah, if you get Deimos, that is a good outcome, to be honest, but we need to focus in on the grand prize. First of all, with Hex, because whilst the main event isn't all focused and centered around him, he does play a major role because of his bond skill, which links with the new hero Twyla, and we'll get into her very shortly. As for Hex, really good in a range of areas. Look at that, 5 stars, 5 stars. It's good to see, isn't it? He's okay in Arena. As for DPS, not that popular. If you want pure raw damage, the clan boss does really well there. Titanic Ruins as well. I know on Arena it does say 5 stars, but you know, you do have better alternatives to Hex. But then again, you know, his cost is only 12. So you can get him in quick. You can pair him up with Silas if you're going down that Lizard Lord faction, or Lunaria as the Lord, the epic, which basically increases attack range. And you know, that's really, really good all round in different areas of the game where you want to get the upper hand advantage of extended reach, so you can take the enemies out quicker before they reach you and before they're in attack reach. So for more survivability. Faction Trial, really good. Do we have Guide War? Absolutely. Guide War Hex is very good to have, of course. I've used him. I do have Hex, so I have been able to use him. And as long as you build him out correctly, he'll do even more damage. Now, you might be in a situation where you've already got him. 1 copy, okay? You want a duplicate? You need a duplicate. Let me tell you why. You go to the Awaken stage. At Awaken 1, during the effect of Mad Truth, there is a chance to draw the Fool. Now, what does that mean? Well, we click on it here. Deals 500% damage 3 times and inflicts a 75% slow and burning for 5 seconds, which is insane. Over 3 times, you're doing, 1,500 damage in total? That is crazy. Well, 1,500%, I mean, yeah. Wow. It's just, yeah, what can you say? Now, it's not guaranteed to happen all the time, but there is a chance it will. And it will eventually. And you've got more attacks in, more attack speed. You could cycle through it quicker. At the end of the day, you're doing a 1,500% more damage, a chance of doing that. And you're slowing the enemy down and burning them. It's just crazy. You know, you really need to get Hex, Duplicate, A1 Awakening as soon as possible. Just like with Silas, where when you activate his ultimate, his attack speed goes up by 100 or so. Game changing when you're playing against people with the same heroes who don't have an A1 Awakened. These A1 Awakenings are so great at times with certain heroes. So be sure to be summoning on Special Invocation Spirits or the Divine ones for a chance of getting Hex, because that's great. Even if you've already got him, getting 1 copy of Duplicate, game changing. Getting Deimos, kind of early mid-game, really good. Upper hand in Arena, get Cyrene, great. Now, we haven't even got to the main part yet, but we're about to. The one, Twyla, new hero, the red smile. We'll be doing a separate review on her anyway, but in terms of her bond skill, let's say you've already got Hex. Maybe you want to get a second copy of Hex for that A1 Awakening, and if not, but you do pull Twyla, even better. Because as long as you've got both, and I'm guessing in your lineup at the time when loading into a game mode, the Mad Diviner, to unlock the following bonus effect, reduces Twyla's first deployment cost by 6. Each time Hex draws a card, Twyla permanently increases crit damage by 5%, up to 60% crit damage. That's great, that. As for a cost, 17. You can take 6 away and deploy her in quicker. Does that mean she'll be good for Arena? In a way, you just got to understand that she is a fighter, and I think it's just basic attack where she focuses on ground units only from the looks of it. I'll take a closer look later. So if you was to summon Twyla in for the AoE air, DPS, whatever you want to call it, yeah, it's pointless. But if you can use Twyla in the AoE DPS ground units or single target, you'd need Hex for that, so then you can get the benefits with Twyla. And I'm guessing when it comes to Hex, because apologies, I don't think I actually did that myself, what does it look like for Hex? Obtain the hero Twyla. So if you do it the other way around, how does Hex benefit? When Fate the Hermit is triggered, Hex gains an additional shield equal to 40% of attack for 10 seconds. If Twyla is on the field, reduces Hex cost by 4. Now, normally, if you want an upper hand in Arena, you're going to be deploying the cheapest unit first and who can do the most damage, and that would be Hex. But then again, if you think about it, if you're doing a ground unit stage, more so single target, you're going to deploy Twyla first to block the enemy. So if she's deployed first, then Hex can be brought in for -4 cost off his current cost of 12. So he's going to be coming in real quick, quicker than usual, which is really good. So even if you didn't want to use Cyrene in your team roster for that mode, that match, you got Twyla. She can do like the equivalent of a Cyrene on a smaller scale, and then you can pair it with Hex, and both benefit in different ways for that passive bond skill. So it goes hand in hand. I would say it's worth summoning. And then the Divine one, it's just the same basically, but the chances of the summon rates are a bit higher just because using rarer summoning crystals, if that's what you'd call it. And then that is the special Ancient Summoning event where you got Morrigan and is it Alistair, who was once a Fragment event champion, which is good to see. So if you missed out then, you got a chance to get him now, possibly. An Arbiter, Watcher. So if you got Ingrid maybe as a Lord, that could work. Morrigan, there you go. So, leave it there for now. Good luck with the summoning. There's the Shadow in the Castle. And you got some special prizes too, which appears to be a legendary skin. But for who exactly? I can't quite work that out yet. But time will tell. Hope you enjoyed the video and good luck.